So Ben Zema says he was never zeichet to prove that you need to say Yetzias Mitzrayim also by night, not only by day. They need to say it twice a day. Until Ben Zema darshan it from a pasuk. Shenemar, that it says Laman Tiskar Yin Seischa Me'eretz Yisrael Kol Yemei Chayecha. All the days of your life, you have to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim. So what does that mean? Yemei Chayecha, that's Hayomim. They have to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim by day. Kol Yemei Chayecha, when it says Kol, what's it coming to include? That's coming to include at night. And also at nighttime, you need to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim. So twice a day, like what we do. So Chachamim argue. They say can't bring a proof from the word Kol. So I'll explain it to you differently. Yemei Chayecha Ha'ilam Hazeh. Yemei Chayecha is this world. And Kol is Lahavi L'Meis HaMashiach. The word Kol, that's coming to include that also by Meis HaMashiach, we're going to need to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim. So we have a clear argument in the Mishnah. What does the word Kol mean? Either Kol can mean that you need to say Yetzias Mitzrayim also by nighttime, or it can mean that you're going to need to say by Meis HaMashiach. So Cheres either or. According to Ben Zema, you don't need to say remember Yetzias Mitzrayim at nighttime when Mashiach comes. And whereas according to Chachamim, you do remember when Moshiach comes, but you don't need to say it at nighttime. So the Gemara goes on further. Ben Zema tries to prove his point, right? The Gemara says, Tanya, Amar Lehem Ben Zema Chachamim, V'chi maskidin Yetzias Mitzrayim L'meis HaMashiach. Is it true? Do we really need to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim when Mashiach comes? Ba'alei Kvar Ne'emar, L'chayri, you have a pasuk that says, Hine Yamim Boim Nu'um Hashem. There are days that will come. Hashem said that there are days will come. When people swear, they won't say, I swear by the Eibusher who took us out of Mitzrayim. People are not going to remember that anymore. Who took us out, they're going to swear by the Eibusher who took us out and brought as Zera Beis Yisrael the Eretz Sefino. We call Harotzeis Asher Heidachtim Shom. We took us out of Golus and all the far corners which we were scattered there. The Eibusher will take us out from there. So you see from this pasuk that we're not going to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim when Mashiach comes. The Geula then is going to be so much bigger. And Yetzias Mitzrayim is going to be insignificant. So what did Chacham answer him? It doesn't mean that it's going to be nekar, that we're going to completely forget about going out of Mitzrayim. The Iker Geula is going to be the final Geula, the third Geula. But we're still going to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim, but it's going to be toughful to the final Geula. But we're still going to have to remember it. That's the where it all started from, and we can't forget it. So this is the argument. And so there's an argument about the Ulasilove, are we still going to remember when Mashiach comes? So the Rashba, besides for the Chidushim al Shas, he has Chidushei Agadis. He explains Agadatas. So in Brachos over there, he was talking about, he writes down, he records a whole discussion he had with Apikoidus. Apikoidus was challenging different things in Yiddishkeit. He's saying that they do a lot of strange things. How come you need to stand with your feet straight when you daven Shemona Esrei? How come you can't eat before davening? Different questions he was asking. One of the questions he asks is, L'chira, we see you don't always say that Yiddishkeit can't change. The Torah mitzvahs are forever. L'chira, you have a clear Mishnah, according to Ben Zema, that L'Asilove, we're not going to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim anymore. Remembering Yetzias Mitzrayim is one of the Taryag mitzvahs. How could it be that L'Asilove, the mitzvah is not going to apply anymore? The Torah is nitzchis, it never changes. So this is what he challenged. Challenged the Rashba. So the Rashba answers. He says that he says no. It doesn't mean Torah is going to change. He says you have to understand what is the reason why we need to remember Yetzias Mitzrayim every day. It's not something unique about Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's just that we need to strengthen our emunah in the Eibusher. We need to have a strong bitachon and know that the Eibusher controls the world. The way we do this is through remembering the greatest nissen that happened. The greatest nissen that have ever happened so far is Yetzias Mitzrayim. So therefore, we remember Yetzias Mitzrayim in order to strengthen our emunah. But L'Asilove, we're going to have the Geula L'Asilove is going to be so much greater. Through remembering the Geula L'Asilove, that's going to make our emunah so much stronger than Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's not something. The whole point is just to remember Yetzias. The whole point of remembering Yetzias Mitzrayim is to strengthen our emunah. So L'Asilove, we're going to have greaterness and greater miracles. We're going to. Well, that's the mitzvah. We want to. I guess we're going to higher Rodriguez and emunah. So let's read his lashon inside in the second Maramakim. Writes that She'ein hakavana b'kriyas ma'ara kedei sheniskar b'peh hanisim sha'asal anu Hashem. The whole point of the whole point of saying Kriyas Ma, saying Yitzias Mitzrayim, is to remember the Nisan that Leibusher did to us. Sheitzion mi Mitzrayim achar Yisinu avodim pruchim, after being broken down slaves, dalei koyach, without strength, v'tachas sivlos melech rav v'am koshe, being under the rulership of a great king and a mighty nation. Remember that Eibush is the one who watches over us and who has control of everything. And nothing could stop him. And our bitachon becomes strengthened so much. That's the point of remembering Yitzias Mitzrayim. So he goes on in the second paragraph. Yitzias Mitzrayim mitayin hazayis. So after you understand, this is the whole reason for remembering Yitzias Mitzrayim every day, to strengthen our emunah. Hine gam hatachlis ahu shomer behaskirenu kibus am imushach memoirot. And this point of strengthening our emunah is going to be kept also lasaloving. We're also going to have this. How so? When we remember that Leibusher gathered us from all over the place, from the Amin Royim, from these great power nations, from these from these far lands, Mitzaf and Miyam. And that kavana, that emunah is going to be so much stronger. Since the nisim and the place where it's going to happen, the final gula are going to be so much stronger. Our emunah is going to be strengthened so much more than remembering Yitzias Mitzrayim. So according to this, Rashi explains that doesn't mean it's not a shayla. How could Torah mitzvahs change? It's not changing. Instead of remembering Geulas Yitzias Mitzrayim every day, we're going to remember Zachar es Hagula Ashlishis, whatever lashon we're going to use. It's going to be a different Gula we're going to have to remember every day. So this is how the Rashi answers the question. So the shayla is how do we paskin, right? So we have a chilekes in the Mishnah. When Moshiach comes, are we still going to need to remember Yitzias Mitzrayim? So kol could either mean that you have to remember Yitzias Mitzrayim also by night, that means twice a day, or it can mean that you're going to need to remember by when Moshiach comes. So how do we paskin? What do we do every day? How many times do we say Kriya Shema? So we say Kriya Shema twice. Right? We say in the morning and the nighttime in Kriya Shema we say Vayomer. So Chayra seems like we paskin like Ben Azai, Ozer Ben Azariah and Ben Azai, Ben Zoyma. That the kol means that we need to say remember Yitzias Mitzrayim at nighttime. So if so, seemingly L'chayra means L'asulavi we're not going to remember Yitzias Mitzrayim anymore, because we're L'chayra we paskin like Ben Zoyma, that we kol means at nighttime. So the Tzlach, the native Yehuda, says that not necessarily. The Neidav Yehuda brings the Rambam, who learns that if seemingly a simple reading of the Mishnah, it looks like there's an argument whether you need to say Yitzias Mitzrayim at nighttime. Does kol mean that you need to say at nighttime? It doesn't mean lost loving. The Rambam has a different type. The Rambam types, everyone agrees that you have to say Yitzias Mitzrayim at nighttime. It's not pshat that Chachamim weren't saying the Parshas Vayomer when they said Krishma by Ma'adim. Everyone said it. The question was, how do you know? And the Rambam has a different type. The Rambam says, "Leitza chisi." I wasn't zeicha. It doesn't mean it wasn't zeicha to prove my point. I wasn't zeicha to know where's the makar. So the way the Rambam teaches, Ben Azai, Ben Zayma comes and says, "I know the makar. The makar is from the pasuk of kol." Chachamim can say, it's not a proof. You can't learn out from the pasuk kol because kol could be talking about Yemei Mashiach. But everyone agrees la halacha that you have to say it also at nighttime. The Chachamim also agree that you say Yitzias Mitzrayim that you need to remember it at nighttime. So late this, says the native, late this, it could be that we take a paskin, not necessarily paskin like Ben Zayma, could be we take a paskin like Chachamim. We say Yitzias Mitzrayim at nighttime. It could be Chacham also agree like that. And it could be that we take a paskin like Chachamim. Last lovely, we're going to still need to mention Yitzias Mitzrayim every single day. We're still going to say the Parsha Vayomer. According to Ben Zayma, we're not going to say the Parsha Vayomer anymore. Whereas according to Chachamim, we still will. So what's the psak lahalacha? So there's no clear psak. We'll see lots of loving. Now Moshiach will come. He'll pass on the shalos whether we have to mention Yitzias Mitzrayim lots of loving. So one more So that's regarding remembering Kriya Shema. So now regarding davening, Lasud Lovei, do we still need to daven Lasud Lovei? So what's the discussion? So first you have to figure out, why do we daven? What's the reason of davening? So there's a machlekes in the Gemara. Why were we misaken to the tefillos? It's machlekes whether it was by the avis or whether it's keneged the karbonis. Look in the fourth Maramakim. In Brachas Daf Chavav and Beis, the Gemara says, Itmar, Rabbi Yisi Rabbi Chanina Amar, Tfilos Aves Tiknu. Tefillah is davening 3 times a day. Who is misaken? It's the Aves. Avram is first daven Shachris, Yitzchak daven Mincha, Yaakov daven Ma'ariv. That's who was misaken the tefillos. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi Amar, Tefillos Keneged Tmidin Tiknu. It says no, it wasn't from the Aves. Ezra was misaken the tefillos Keneged the karbonis. For Shachris for the Karban Tamid Shal Shachar, the Mincha for the Kavar Shal Bein Arbaim, and Ma'ariv for the parts I would think that they still for the parts of the Karbanis you still need to burn at nighttime. So this is machlekes. What's the reason we daven? So the Rambam and Alter Rebbe bring down that they bring down the time that is for Keneged the Karbonis. Like we say in Daven, we say in the we say in Tefillah, we say in before Yizom HaKoyim, say when Sham Afarim Sefasenu, right? That our saying karbonis is as if we brought the karbonis in its place. Right? So our Tefillah is like it's in place of it's instead of the karbonis. So the question is, if it's instead of the karbonis, so when Moshiach comes and we're bringing karbonis, are we still going to need to daven? If the main reason why we daven is connected to the karbonis, you don't have the karbonis anymore, and therefore we have to daven instead. So last of all, we're going to bring the karbonis. So will we need to daven then? Maybe then we won't need to daven anymore. And yeah, that's on the next page. Yeah. So the question is, even in the times of the Beis Hamikdash, you have to backtrack. What was happening then? What happened in the Beis Hamikdash? In the Beis Hamikdash, when they're bringing their karbonis, did they daven? What did they do then? So the Chida. The Birchei Yosef brings a Gemara in Sukkah where we're talking about what Simchas Beis HaSheva was like in the Beis HaMikdash, and it says they were so busy they couldn't sleep, and describes what their schedule was. And throughout their schedule, you see what they did. They daven Shachris, they daven Mincha, they did everything. They did all the tefillos, even though they were bringing karbonis. Let's look in the fifth Maramakim. The Gemara in Sukkah Daf Nun Gimel Amar Aleph. Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya. Kishayinu smeichim simchas beis hasheva, when we were sameach by simchas beis hasheva, later inu shina beinenu. Our eyes did not see sleep. We didn't have a second to sleep. Ketzah, how so? Shari shayna, the first hour of the morning, tamid shal shachar. They brought the carbon tamid of the morning. Misham letfila. After that, they went to go daven shachris. Misham the carbon musaf. Then they brought the carbon musaf. Misham letfila samusaf, and then they daven musaf. Misham lebeis hamedrash. Misham, and then they went to learn. Misham la'achil shia, then they ate. Misham tefillas hamincha, then they davened mincha. Misham l'tamid shel bein arbaim. Mikan ve'elach l'simchas beis hasheva. Then on, they were dancing all night long, and they didn't have a chance to sleep. So you see that they take a daven in the Beis Hamikdash. So the question is, what's going on? They had the karbonis. The whole reason we have we daven is because we don't have the karbonis anymore. So why were they davening? So
say the obvious were massacring the tefillas. Why did it stop?
Why did it stop?
Who said it stopped? By the obvious were massacring them. Came karbonis, no more tefillah. Don't say the karbonis instead of the tefillah. So if you tefillah is mocking karbonis. That's now. But before there was karbonis. Didn't say that the karbonis took away the.
You're saying once they were masakin it stays. They were masakin it
for later. You're
saying once they were masakin it instead of the karbonis, then it.
They were masakin because there was no karbonis yet. But they were masakin the tefillas.
Oh, the avis. If the avis were masakin it, then it had nothing to do with the tefillah. So say that they were masakin to daven 3 times a day.
But the seder was set up by the.
So you think when the Beis Hamikdash came, they said, okay, no more.
If you learn like the second reason, if you go that say that they were masakin the keneged the karbonis, then you would say that was by Ezra and Anshe Knesset HaGedolah.
No, they set up the seder.
You say the nusach they were masakin, right? But if
here they may be the daven.
They had a different nusach.
Everybody did their own thing.
Saying they had a different nusach maybe. So
it doesn't mention Ma'ariv either.
Right, Ma'ariv is a shus. Maybe Ma'ariv is a shus. Maybe we were makabel as a chayiv. Maybe back then they were makabel as a chayiv yet. So the Birchei Yosef was the Birchei Yosef in Siman Mem Ches, he was discussing a question. He was answering a question. In the middle of the answer, he comes and he explains that he says if you pay attention carefully to the words, it doesn't say tefillas b'makim karbanis tiknum. It doesn't say that they were saking karbanis instead, davening instead of the karbanis. It says keneged, corresponding to their karbanis, they were masaking tefillas. We have this. Most of us have this concept that instead of the karbanis, now we have davening and we say karbanis. But he says no, it doesn't mean instead of it. Keneged, just like corresponding, just like there's Indian to bring 3 karbanis a day. There's Indian to daven 3 times a day, and that could be even while we're bringing karbanis. There still could be an Indian of davening. It doesn't have to change. And the 6th Mara Makin, Bechisiv writes. It wasn't established instead of the Tmidin. B'chein Lashon Azav, you could test the golden Lashon of the Gemara. She'amru tefillas keneged Tmidin tiknum. V'lei amru b'makim Tmidin tiknum. They didn't say that was instead of the karbonis. Shaharigam b'bayis sheni b'tchilasei hayu mispalvim. In the bayis times of bayis sheni, they're also davening Yudches. The Ezra beis dinei tiknum. They were masakin and they were already by the times of the second Beis Hamikdash. Edla shetiknu amiros and keneged hatmidin. This they were masakin. It was keneged the carbon tamid. So this is how the Birchei Yosef explains. With this, he was answering a question over there. The Neida B'Yehuda, someone asked a question to Neida B'Yehuda, how come by Musaf we say all the psukim of the carbon Musaf, but by Shachris we don't say the psukim of the carbon Tamid? By Shemona Esrei we don't say any psukim of the carbonis. So if it's connected the carbonis, how come only Musaf we mention the psukim of the carbonis? So the Neida B'Yehuda, they gave an answer that because then it'll be too complicated, right? Because it's a different carbon for in the morning and in the afternoon. Shel Shachs bin Arbaim, so it's going to be a different nusach. So it's going to be too complicated. So the Birchei Yosef gave his own answer. He says, according to this, once you understand that it's not instead of the carbonis, it's in place of the carbon. It's corresponding to the carbonis. So it's not such a big question. Why didn't we say the psukim? Because they had their karbanis then also. It's not to take the place. If it's in order to take the place of their karbanis, so then it's strange. Yeah, we should say the psukim in the middle of Shemona Esrei, also of the carbon tamid. He says it's not instead of the karbanis. It's just corresponding to the karbanis. So it's not such a big question why we don't say the psukim in the middle of the tamid, in the middle of Shemona Esrei.
What's the difference between corresponding to and instead of?
It's if you say if it's instead of, so meaning really there is no reason to say really there is no reason to daven 3 times a day. The only reason they assigned to do it is because we were missing the karbanis. If we had the karbanis, it was never a churban. Who says they wouldn't be misakin to daven 3 times a day? Why don't you even daven 3 times a day? You bring karbanis. So that's what's b'makim instead.
But they said we did daven.
Mm-hmm.
They did daven.
So that's what he's answering. So he says because it doesn't mean that it was instead. They didn't. We daven 3 times a day. It's not instead of the karbanis. It's not in place. Even if we still bring karbanis, it's still a good thing to daven. And they decided to make the davening similar to the karbanis. Since it's a similar avodah, when you're davening, so they made it similar to the karbanis. But both of them are important. It's not that you need it. It's not either one or the other. Both of them are important. Yeah, both of them. That's how the Birchei Yosef explains. There's my run from the Alter Rebbe in Simach Tzedek where it's mashma differently, that it is b'makim. It's instead of the karbanis. Times of the churban, we don't have the Beis Hamikdash anymore. We don't have karbanis, and therefore now we have the avodah of tefillah. So it's mashma differently. So in the 7th Mara Makim, it's about 2 lines from Ora Teira. The Simach Tzedek writes, "Shalachein ikar tikun hatefillah haya achar churban Beis Hamikdash." The ikar tikun of tefillah was after the churban Beis Hamikdash. He was quoting Alter Rebbe there. He says he's master al pi Kabbalah and al pi Chassidus. Why you have the dafka? Why dafka now? We need the davening. And Simach Tzedek says gam kipshuta yesh leimar. You can also understand kipshuta. Ki tefillas b'makim tmidin tiknum. So he changes the lashon. He doesn't say keneged. He says b'makim. The in kain kshahaya krevin hatmidin mamish lachin lehayu tzrichim kol kach letefillah. When they're kol kach. Right here. So when they're bringing the carbon, they didn't really need to daven so much. It wasn't such an important thing. So I don't know. According to this, if you understand like this, maybe also maybe you won't need. Shorter,
right?
So
maybe the answer is that when they were bringing the carbon, the same time, they would say about the karbanis because then you need to speak out. When you're doing something, you speak it out.
Also, but that would explain
but
like.
Now that there's since no karbanis, now we're doing it kneged. That's the explanation. Is that what you said before? Maybe I didn't.
You're saying both are true. In the times of the Beis Hamikdash is only Keneged. Yes. Now it's B'Makim. Now, okay, I hear. So this is how it seems like from the Simach Tzedek. So the question is, so why? Wait, so if you understand that it's instead of the Karbanos, so why were they davening in the times of the Beis Hamikdash? So okay, you said explanation. You said both ways could be true. So Avram Gerlitsky in a Sefer, Moshiach Valacha, so he gives the two different explanations. He says it's brought down that some people, so he brought down from some Mefarshim that say the attack in the times. The Gemara says that at the time the Yidden forgot the Nusach of the Tefillah, and then Shimon HaPetuli came and he reminded everyone what's the Nusach of the Tefillah. So the question is, how did you forget? They said at the times of the Bayis Sheni, after they had the Beis Hamikdash, they didn't need to daven anymore. It says only a few people were davening. Chassidim, Anshe Ma'isa, special people, Ivdim, they were davening. Everyone else didn't need to daven anymore. So that's why most people forgot, and there are a few people who reminded everyone. So you can understand. You say maybe Taka when it talks about the Beis Hamikdash, maybe that was unique people in the Beis Hamikdash. They davened every day. Could be Taka, everyone else didn't daven. Or it could be, or not the explanation, because it could be that the Taka knew that there was going to be a Churban. They knew, it says that when they built the second Mishnah, the second Beis Hamikdash, they didn't build it exactly like the way it says in Yecheskel, because they knew that this wasn't the final Beis Hamikdash. They knew it was going to be different. So it could be they also knew there was going to be another Churban, and that's why they didn't stop davening. They knew they're still going to need to daven, so they never stopped. So that's the discussion. Do we need, is there a chiyuv to daven l'salavei? But it's interesting. There's a Medrash Rabbah, which talks about that l'salavei also says that we're not going to need to daven anymore. Not because we're going to have karbanos, but because we're not going to need to daven. What's the point of davening? You're asking Hashem for things. L'salavei, we're going to have everything. We're not going to need to daven. What's davening? You're asking Eivester. We're asking Eivester for brachas. We need things. L'salavei, everything. We're going to have everything we need. We're not going to need to daven.
First three and the last three. The first three are shevach. The first three brachas we say in Shemoneh Esrei is praising the Eivester. The next 9. No. Next 12 the next 12 is asking Eivester for what we need, and the last 3 is thanking the Eivester. After we already answer everything we need, we're thanking the Eivester. So look in the Vayikra Rabbah, the Medrash over there says that we're not going to need anything anymore, so we're not going to need to daven. This biach is karbonis. It's not davening. Oh, there's two things, right? So, Eifar Malkin, Vayikra Rabbah, and Parshas Av, Perek Tes Zayin. That Pinchas, Rabbi Levi, Rabbi Yechon, B'Shem Rabbi Menachem de Galia, they said, La'asi lavai kol ha-karbonis b'teilin. La'asi lavai, we're not going to need to bring karbonis anymore, meaning karbonis for averis, because people aren't going to do averis anymore. The carbon taida in a bottle, except for the carbon taida, we're always going to give thanks to the Eivester. Carbon taida we're still going to bring. And then it goes on, and kol ha-tvilis b'teilis, and all the davenings are going to be bottle, but ha-haida in a b'teilin. But thanking the Eivester, that's not going to be bottle. So why is the davening going to come bottom? So on the 9th Ramakim, the Pirush Eitz Yosef on the Medrash Rabbah explains that kol hatfilos b'teilis shalei starchu lihispalo. We're not going to need to daven anymore. We're not going to need to daven for any tzaris or any sicknesses. So Memela, some says in Medrash, we're only going to be thanking the Eivester. We're not going to need to make any requests from the Eivester. And also, the next question is the Chayda. Davening is one of the Taryag mitzvahs. The way the Rambam counts it's one of the Taryag mitzvahs. So the Chayda, how can a mitzvah become batal? So he answers. He says, "The aim bezeh chas v'sholim bittul mitzvah mi'al Torah." It's not a bittul mitzvah of the Torah. Kamay mitzvahs Michael misha in lebayis. Just like there's a mitzvah to make a gate or fence around your roof. Someone who doesn't have a fence, he doesn't have to make a. It doesn't have a roof. He doesn't have to make a fence, but it doesn't mean the mitzvah is batal. So what's the mitzvah to daven? The Ramban says that the mitzvah is to daven midiraisa is only when you need something. That's when you need to daven.
So also, we're not going to need anything. In the Mela, we're not going to daven. But if we would need something, we would daven. It just happens to be we're not going to need anything. It's going to be. Why not? Why should that change? Oh, we're still going to. Yeah, can't have the Sefer go out of business. We're going. It's interesting also that there's a Beis Elikim from the Mabit. He was a Chavra of the Beis Yosef. He says that Lasad Lavi, all the tefillos, he says we're not going to ask the Eibusher for things. So he says the Nusach is going to change. Instead of saying that instead of asking the Eibusher Shvar al Goyim out Savreinu, we're going to say no. We're going to say thank you Eibusher for breaking the yoke of the Goyim off of us. And instead of saying Ata Seilichenu, we're going to say Ata Melichenu. Saying you took us. And when we say Tekah b'Shever Gadol, instead of saying we're going to say Neidolcha Hashem Lekeinu Asher Tikata b'Shever Gadol. So he says we're going to have to change the nusach. Instead of asking the Eibusher to do these things, we're going to be thanking the Eibusher for already doing all these things. Right? But it's all going to be shevach. It's not going to be bakashes. Yeah. So that's the discussion.